Tashiding Monastery is a Buddhist monastery of the Nyingma sect of Tibetan Buddhism in Western Sikkim, northeastern India. It is located on top of the hill rising between the Rathong and the Rangeet River, 40 kilometres from Gyalshing and 19 kilometres to the southeast of Yuksam.Tashiding is the nearest town to the Tashiding Monastery, which is the most sacred and holiest monasteries in Sikkim. Tashiding means the devoted central glory, and the monastery by this name was founded in 1641 by Ngadak, Sempa, Chempo, Phunshok, Rigzing, who belong to the Nyingma sect of Tibetan Buddhism. Ngadak was one of the three wise men who held the consecration ceremony crowning the first king of Sikkim at Yuksam. It was extended and renovated in 1717 during the reign of the third Chogyal Chakdor Namgyal. Phunshok ceremony, or festival, is a popular religious festival that is held on the 14th and 15th day of the first month of Tibetan calendar. The Tashiding Monastery is part of Buddhist religious pilgrimage circuit, starting with the first monastery at Yuksam in Sikkim known as the Nyingma Monastery, Norbugang Chorten, Pema Yangtse Monastery, the Rabdansa ruins, the Gyalshing Monastery, and the Kachepalri Lake. Legend. There are several legends linked to the most revered monastery and the Phunshok festival that is held here. According to one local legend, Guru Padmasambhava shot an arrow into the air to select the place where the arrow he shot landed. He sat in meditation, and that site eventually became the site of the Tashiding Monastery. Another legend relates to the three monks who consecrated the first Chogyal of Sikkim at Yuksam. It is said that the three monks saw an unusual divine phenomenon of bright light shining on top of the Kanchenjunga mountain, which reflected to a site near the place where the present Tashiding Monastery has been built. Concurrently, a scented smell of incense followed by all-pervading divine music was also noted. The first Chogyal who visited the site subsequent to hearing this unusual event, erected a small chorten at the site and named it as Thong Warangjiol. Legend further glorifies the site, stating that a mere sight of it confers self-emancipation. Another absorbing legend is related to the celebration of the Phunshok festival at Tashiding Monastery. The legend is traced to the Tantrika, Guru Padmasambhava, while teaching the Tantric system of Mahakarunaka Avalokiteshvara sadhana and initiation on emancipation from the cycle of mundane existence. 2. The King Trisong Juetsen, Prince Murab Zanpo, Yesh Sogyal and Vrozana in Tibet, sanctified the same holy vase with holy water, which is now kept in Tashiding Monastery and revered during the Phunshok festival. This vase is made of 5 types prized jewels, divine soil and holy water said to have been gathered by Padmasambhava from religious centers in India, Odaiwana and Zahor. The vase was made by the wrathful deity Damchangabi and sanctified by Guru Padmasambhava himself by performing the sadhana of Yidam-Chachig. On this occasion, heavenly deities appeared in the sky and thereafter merged into the holy water contained in the vase. The vase then overflowed and the water dispersed in all directions in the form of rays. Quote, "This ritual was immediately followed by an earthquake, which was considered an auspicious sign. The divine moment also witnessed the presence of the 4 guardian divinities, namely, the Gyalshing, Kata, Maharajika of Dharma, and the gods of the 33 heavens who showered flowers from the sky." Quote, "The event was witnessed by devotees and Padmasambhava distributed the holy water from the vase to all assembled people, which spiritually benefited one and all. The vase was then hidden as a treasure under the care of the divine deities. However, the vase was rediscovered and passed through the hands of several holy men and finally placed at Tashiding by Tibetan Ngdak Sampa Chempo. During the reign of the first ruler of Sikkim, Phunshok, the Tibetan recited the holy hymn, Om Mani Padme Hum, 5 billions, when several unique events were also witnessed in Sikkim. After the religious ceremony, the vase with the water has been kept on display in a small chamber in the monastery under the custody of the Chogyal himself, which is opened once a year during the Phunshok festival. Geography. This monastery, located at an altitude of 1,465 meters, is built on top of a heart-shaped hill, a helmet-shaped hill above the confluence of the Rathong and Rangeet rivers, with the Mount Kanchenjunga providing the scenic backdrop. It is about 16 kilometers from Yuksam, 40 kilometers from Gyalshing via Legship. The monastery is considered as the spiritual center of Sikkim, since it is encircled by many important monasteries in Sikkim in all directions, such as the Dubdi Monastery 23 kilometers away on its northern direction, the Kachapalri Lake on the northwest, the Pema Yangtse Monastery on the west, the Shiva Temple at Legship on the south, the Mongbru Gumpan Ravangla Bon Monastery on the southeast, the Ravangla Jalug Monastery on the east, the Karma Kagud Monastery on the northeast. Gulia, summarizing the importance of this monastery, has said, "For Tashiding, one can say, seeing is believing. The monastery is historically illustrious, geographically well located, aesthetically beautiful, spiritually divine, a place where nature and spirituality dwell together, urging the human race to be ecologically upright." Geographically, the monastery and the Tashiding town are surrounded by 4 divine caves located in 4 cardinal directions. The 4 caves where Buddhist saints meditated are: on the east is the Sha Chogbufug, on the south is the Kando Zangfu, in the west is Dech and Pug Cave, and on the north is the El Hari Nying Phug. The main deity deified in the monastery is Tashiding, and hence the monastery is also known as Tashiding. History. In the 17th century, Ngadak Sempa Chempo built a small lakang at this location. This was enlarged into the present monastery during the reign of Chogyal Chakdor Namgyal. Paddy Wangmo built the main monastery and installed many statues which are still seen in the monastery. Lhotsen Chempo built the chortens, which are considered holy. Gyalshing Lodal, the master craftsman, crafted the flagstones that surround the monastery. These are carved with the holy Buddhist mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Architecture. An overall picture of the precincts of the monastery within the Tashiding town is provided in 5 distinct blocks, namely, the Sanem Marketplace, the outskirts, the main marketplace, the main Tashiding monastery, and the Chorten area. The Sinek Marketplace is located on an incline on the ridge between Rathong and Rangeet River. There is a Gompa here called the Sinalochu Gompa, from where an approach leads to the Tashiding monastery on the southern direction. The settlement is spread lengthwise and is 23 kilometers from Yuksam. A large Mani stone is seen at the entrance to this settlement and the Tashiding market. For the main market center, the approach to the monastery is through a road and also a footpath. The footpath in the southern direction has a gentle slope and passes through a Mani and then prayer windwheels terminating at the entrance gate of the monastery. The monastery itself consists of a Mani Lakang at the entrance surrounded by flags, and lead to the guest house. For this point ahead is the main Tashiding Gompa, which is called as Chogyal Lakang at the monastery, followed by the Butter Lamp House, 4 Chortens, Senkhang, a new Butter Lamp House, and finally terminating at the Guru Lakang, which is the temple of Guru Rinpoche. Other basic essential structures such as kitchen, school and residential housing are located on the left side of the approach path to the monastery. In the Chorten area, there are 41 Chortens, categorized as Chortens of Enlightenment, Chortens of Reconciliation, and Chortens of Great Miracle. which are all of Rinpoches and Tathagatas. However, the main temple has undergone renovation work in modern times and rebuilt, but is still encircled by traditional buildings and chortens at the far end of the site, which holds the relics of Sikkim Chogyals and lamas, including the Thongwa Rangdol chorten, which is believed to cleanse the soul of any person who looks at it. Also of major note are the stone plates called the Mani, the work of Yanchong Lodel, who inscribed them with the sacred Buddhist inscriptions, such as Om Mani Padme Hum. Festivals. Boomchu Festival, which is linked by an ancient legend to Guru Padmasambhava, is about a divine vase filled with holy water kept in the monastery, which is opened for public display and worship every year on the night before the full moon day in the first month of Tibetan calendar. Boomchu is a Buddhist festival celebrated to predict the future. In this vase, water of Rathong Chhu is stored for a year and kept in the Tashiding Monastery. It is opened during the festival by the lamas who inspect the water level, and hence it is called the Festival of Holy Water. The belief is that alteration in the quantity and quality of the water stored in the vase over a year would indicate the fortune of Sikkim and its people in the following year. If it is filled to the brim, the following year will be prosperous. If it is empty, famine will follow, and if it is half filled, also a prosperous year is predicted. If the water is polluted with dust, it is interpreted as a sign of strife and clash. Once inspected and the Boomchu festival is concluded, the lamas fill the vase with fresh water from the river and seal it for the opening in the following year. The procedure followed for taking out the sacred water from the vase is that the first cup of sacred water is taken out for blessing the members of the royal family of the Chogyals. Then the second cup is meant for the lamas and the third cup of water is meant for the devotees to whom it is distributed. Pilgrims come to the monastery from all regions of Sikkim to be blessed with the holy water. The festival is of particular importance to the Bhutias of Sikkim, who hold the life-sustaining water of the rivers with great reverence. The festival falls on the 15th day, full moon day of the first Tibetan month, a Hindu month of March, corresponding to February, March according to Gregorian calendar. The basic purpose of the festival is to highlight the importance of water as a precious resource to be conserved and its purity preserved. The prophecy also sends a message to the people that waters should not be polluted and its environmental importance is propagated. Gallery.